Hey, John Crestani here, founder of AdvancePay, and we're gonna go over in this video how to do outreach to content creators, influencers, affiliates, whatever you want to call them, micro-influencers, so all of these folks. We're gonna talk about how to do outreach to them in a way that's going to not only get them responding, but also get them wanting to work with you or your client's company, product, service, etc. Now, there's a few different pieces to this puzzle here. It's not just about having their contact information, although that is a very big piece of the game here. And obviously, as a user of AdvancePay, we supply you with the contact information. We help you with that identification part, the contact information for these creators. But hold up. You also need to get these points right. And we're always working, we're always open to feedback of how we can better assist you in doing these things. We're working on features to help make these connections easier and faster. And there should be some additional resources or else we're creating them, templates around messaging and etc. But let's talk about the theory first. So the first thing that you need to understand here is it matters where you message these folks, okay? We're going to talk about that. You're going to get a different response based on where you message them. The next thing is what you actually put in the message has a huge effect, okay? And how you write the message. If you write a message that looks like an ad and, is a request to, hey, could we, hop on the phone and, can I potentially waste an hour of your time, right? That's like, that sounds so awful. To anybody. I'm a big influencer myself. I have over 600,000 or almost 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have over 1 million people on my email list, 100,000 folks on Twitter, etc. I get messages every day, tons of them, floods of them, and there are so many boring messages. Most of them just go, most of them don't even get looked at. And I'll tell you how you can stand out from the crowd for creators and whatnot. And also your offer matters. What are you actually offering them? Are you offering to pick their brain for an hour and potentially work with them? Or are you actually making them an offer and have you chosen to work with them, right? So where you are at there, are you just feeling each other out, Again, I have dozens of people every day that want to feel out a working relationship, working with me. I don't humor it, I do not have a dozen hours for a dozen phone calls to feel out relationships every day. And creators that are even more active than me with bigger audiences get the same thing. So first off, platform. Now the platform you message folks on is going to depend on a number of factors. It's going to depend on what industry you're in. It's going to depend on, your niche or industry, whatever word you want to call it. It's going to depend on what platforms that creator uses, right? What platforms that creator is most active on, what platforms that creator uses for business or personal communication. Highly variable. Now, in my experience, I was promoting marketing training products, and I've sold over $20 million worth of marketing training products. This was, the one product I owned. And the way we got in contact at a large scale with thousands of different micro influencers and a number of large influencers in our industry was actually Skype. Okay, a lot of people in the internet marketing industry use Skype to communicate and set up deals with other marketers. Some industries, it's WhatsApp. People are communicating on WhatsApp. In some industries, people are communicating through Instagram. In many industries, people are using email. Some industries, email is going to get a lower response than sending a DM on Twitter. Okay, so again, highly variable on what particular industry you are in. And, I'd say it's important to make good judgment calls here and know your audience. Now, if you are working with a fashion brand, let's say, Lululemon or something like this, the chances, or Under Armour, and you're trying to do outreach for your client, Lululemon, to influencers that are fashion influencers, they are probably not on LinkedIn. Okay, you're probably not going to get a hit rate with 19-year-old fashion influencers through contacting them on LinkedIn. They likely don't even have a LinkedIn, okay? Whereas you might have a better chance of actually getting in contact with them, sending them a DM on Instagram, okay? Or a DM on Facebook, okay? You know, or just an email, okay? Now, if you are talking to business people, let's say maybe you are promoting, you know, maybe your client sells generators, you know, and heavy machine, or, you know, let's say they sell, you know, work equipment, or, you know, hats or boots or stuff like this. Well, maybe Instagram isn't the best place for that. Maybe it's actually sending an email, okay? The only real way to figure this out is to test, okay? Now, the standard protocol I use for testing is 25. You know, if I have employees doing outreach work, whether I'm working at an agency or something like this, what I require externally facing employees to do is 25 outreaches a day. Now, if you have your employees, or if you yourself reach out to 25 creators on Instagram, 25 on Facebook, and 25 on email, you're going to see very fast what gets the highest response rate, okay? Maybe get 5 people replying on Instagram, 1 on email, 3 on Facebook. You instantly have a baseline of what is most effective. And you can say, okay, this is the most effective, this is the second, and this is the third, okay? And you just hone in from there, okay? Again, everything is client specific here. So keep this in mind. Other platforms I've seen, you know, the more niche you get, like in my case, using Skype, was highly effective. People do not get much spam on Skype. People do not get much outreach on Skype. And generally the audience that I was talking to, which is marketing influencers, they are working and coordinating with freelancers or staff every day on Skype. So they're there every single day, you know, communicating with folks. You know, other platforms can be like Voxer, Discord communities, etc. The more niche you get, the higher your response rate is going to be, depending on the influencers you're reaching out to. Okay. Now, the next important thing here is messaging. And I'd say this is probably the biggest. I'm going to give you a monster tip here to increase your response rate. And you're most likely not going to like it, and most likely not going to take my advice on this. But it works. It works across industries. It works B2B. It works B2C. It works for creators across the board, no matter what's being sold. And I've told many people this, and for the few people who have taken my advice on this subject, which again, I'm warning you, you're probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say here, but the people who have taken my advice on this have done extremely well in their outreach efforts. And that is using casual messaging. Keep it casual. Keep it casual. Now, what does keeping it casual mean? Well, let's play a little game right here. Take out your phone, okay? Take out your phone and look at some of the conversations. Look at some of the people you've been texting. Look at the last 5 conversations. Just open them up. Okay. How did you talk? Did you use proper spelling? Did you use proper grammar? Did you use proper punctuation? Did you use any emojis or not? Okay. Open up Instagram if you use Instagram, or Twitter if you use Twitter. Again, look at the last 5 people you've been having conversations with. Look at how you've been messaging, what you've been saying, how formal it is, and punctuation, grammar, spelling. How was it, right? Look at that. It's more probably, if you are like most human beings and not a robot, and you know these are actual conversations, it was probably pretty casual. You probably made numerous spelling, grammar, and punctuation mistakes. Maybe you didn't capitalize the first letter of every sentence, or etc. Used the wrong there, etc. Okay, this is how normal human beings talk. somehow somehow as this has gotten translated into this kind of, I'm not going to go on a political rant here, but kind of like political correct culture, people think that they have to adhere to these certain standards of communication. It's like, well, if I'm messaging somebody on behalf of a client, John, I have to like use proper spelling, punctuation, grammar because I'm representing the client in an externally facing communication. No. Okay, stop. Right? If you are like most agencies that are here using my software, you are here to get results, period, okay? Your clients are expecting results and ROI and not wasting extremely long amounts of hours for you to not get them results. The best way you are going to get results is make spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, punctuation, capitalization mistakes in your outreach to content creators on behalf of clients. Make mistakes. Purposefully make mistakes. You will see your response rate go up a lot. Because the reason why this is because most robots communicate with proper spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Most automation, and by robots I mean automated spam, automated marketing messages. Nobody wants those. Creators don't want those. Nobody wants those. It's just a funnel, and nobody wants to be a part of a funnel, okay? So keep it casual and you will get much better results. The other thing is keep it relatively short, okay? Think about, a highly effective thing is sending DMs. I'd highly encourage you. Make sure, even if you're sending an email, that it could also be sent as a direct message through LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram. If you kind of curate your messaging around, okay, I've got to say this in a way that could be conveyed through a DM that wouldn't overload this person, then that's good, okay? It might be to the point. Hey, love your content. Big fan. I noticed you worked. I run a product company selling markers, and I would love to pay you $1,000 to promote these markers. Let me know if that's cool. Or what is your address, right? That would be a great message. You're a fan, you're willing to pay them, what's your address? I'd like to send you some free product. That is a perfect message right there. 3 simple things can be sent through a DM, and it's a big offer for you're connecting with the creator on multiple different levels there. You're sending them free stuff, you're telling them you're a fan, and you are offering to pay them money. Now, we kind of got into number 3 here, okay? We started getting into the offer. Now, what you offer these content creators is highly important. Again, what most folks that are doing outreach on behalf of PR and ad agencies to me and other content creators are doing is they are offering to most likely waste time, because most conversations go nowhere. Most PR and ad agencies do not know what do not know what they want to pay. It's like a negotiation. What most folks that are doing outreach to me and other content creators are also, really doing is they're just offering a potential negotiation and a potential long chain of requests for information, demographics, analytics. What they're offering is anxiety around potentially being rejected and all this other stuff. I do not want a dozen negotiations a day with the dozen companies that reach out to me wanting me to promote their software tool or their website or whatever it is. So having an offer, and I'm just trying to give you the flip side of this from a creator's perspective. Again, I started and sold an ad agency. I've also, I'm also a creator. I'm also a product owner. I'm on all sides of this kind of thing here. The offer, you should know what you want to pay them. Okay, and if you don't have anything that you or your client are willing to pay them, then just, again, have something else to offer them, right? Usually that's free product, okay? Now, the best way to do this too is just like what I said. Ask them their address and say you'll send it to them. If you are requiring somebody to jump through a gazillion loopholes to get free product, then you are creating inertia for yourself and the brand you are working with. Make it as easy as possible. Giving away free product should frankly just be a normal business activity working with influencers. This is an easy way of actually, just working with a lot of clients. Charge your clients $5,000 a month so that you can have some, Filipino or something like that, just constantly reach out to different content creators and offer them the product for free for hopefully a post. That'll be great, okay? Now, the other thing that Advanced Pay does, this is a feature we haven't fully rolled out yet, is we will be showing you a minimum and a maximum for the price point that you can be willing to pay these influencers, okay? Knowing what is the minimum amount of money to pay an influencer for them to take you seriously is important. Approaching an influencer with an actual number in mind is extremely helpful for you making sure you have the highest response rate possible and you get the best performance for your client in the fastest manner possible. And the reason for this is because, again, you're the business person here. If you're running an ad agency, a PR agency, or a product or service company, you are the business person. The content creators are popular because they are creatives. They do not want to enter into a negotiation. They do not want to negotiate what their value to you is. They are averse to that, generally speaking. I'm sure there are some people that maybe aren't, and I'd guess they aren't even very good content creators, But know your numbers beforehand, and that'll take a lot of stress off of everybody's boat. The other thing you want to make very clear is, and we'll get into this in the logistics, but you're looking for a public, you're looking for a public post. You're not looking for an unlisted post. Some of these content creators are doing unlisted posts, or, that's not working with influencers. You want public posts. But we'll get more into that in the logistics and coordination video, which will be coming up right after this. Hopefully this has answered some of your questions about how to do outreach. We will have templates and other things created over time, and we'll link to them below this video. Thanks.